Prasat Temple, also known as Ta-Un on the map. That's the road in. It's quite wide there, but it's literally down to the width of a moped. And due to the recent rains, it's quite difficult to get through. This temple is in the major complex, but as I say, there's no road that really comes here. You certainly absolutely could not get a car here, but it is rather nice. Right, so here's the causeway that leads to it. And here's the gentleman whose job is to sit here all day. And you haven't seen anyone today, have you?
No.
And you won't see anyone today? No. Only me, yeah. And I imagine it's quite often like that due to the complete and utter lack of road. It's not a road, it's a footpath, and a really tiny one at that, which is unbelievably muddy at the moment. Oops. This is a small one, a very small temple, compared to the grand ones of Angkor Wat. And he's quite neglected. I don't suppose many people come to see him. This isn't a jungle one. I say that's rather nice, isn't it? How peaceful that. How very, very peaceful is that? Right, let's go in a bit further. It is very Tintin, isn't it? I mean, to think this has been here for well over 1,000 years, neglected. And it's now neglected again in some way. Well, it's empty again due to COVID. The last time it was this empty was due to the Pol Pot regime. Well, all of these places. So you can see why I'm taking advantage of the privilege of seeing these common ones, shall we say, before the bloody Chinese can come back. Gosh, that's lovely, isn't it? That really is lovely. Now this would have been the entranceway, the doorway in. Well, they usually have 4, I believe. I'm no bloody historian. I'm learning as I'm going along, so people might pick me up saying that's wrong. Well, fair enough. That's because I haven't learned yet. Now this was probably not a wall, judging by its... Look, this was where another temple was, and it's just quite simply fallen down, and they've moved the rocks over. There was a wall around them, because there always is. Some of them are mighty, mighty walls. You wouldn't believe what they're like. As you can see the wall here. But this is, I say it's a small one. It's a small one compared to Angkor Wat, but it's a bloody big one compared to what I usually find in the back arse of nowhere, where no one goes. But this is one of those ones which is actually on Google Maps. It's not on my super special map, which I got from the archaeologists. But it's rather pleasant, isn't it? And it's a lovely day. It's hammered down with rain. And that's why it looks so damn green. I assure you, this is all usually just dust. But it's a delightful, almost English meadow green, isn't it? At the moment, there's Mr. Cow doing his thing. So here's another doorway in the wall. Now these are northeast, southwest, I believe. But I always find it interesting when you see this. They're so often bunged up by termite mounds. And I don't know if you've ever seen one. It's literally like concrete. So weirdly enough, they do hold these things up because they fill the gaps. You can see if I zoom in. Oh no. Oh, there's a bit of termite mound in there. There's brick. But there's also termite, top right-hand corner. And it's kind of like cement. I think they've accidentally done quite a lot in holding these things together. Hey, you see the scaffolding on this side? Seems to be leaning this way. Here's another one of those block doorways. And they are, I now believe, that's rather tall, by the way. If I was standing next to that, I would come up to, well, I'd be about a third of it. Yeah, I'd be about a third of the height. So that's 6'12". That's about 20 feet high, say. About 20 feet high. But this is another fake doorway, which I believe is to block the bad spirits. And you see these ladies all the time. But unfortunately, you see her face has gone. Because basically, they just banged the faces off and sold them to tourists. And I can imagine, well, knowing the price of things here now, it would have been sold for the equivalent of 10 cents or 10 pence, depending which country you're in. I mean, literally, you could have bought a bag full of them for $1. So there you go. This is the latest one. But you can see how beautifully scenic it is, can't you? It really is lovely. So there you go. The latest discovery to put in the big book of discoveries.